Hey guys, I would like to introduce everybody to my newest addition, Hatcher James. He was born on Labor Day, September 5th, 2016, weighing in at 7 pounds, 3 ounces, and 20 inches long, and born at 11:04 p.m. or a.m. Yes, at 11:04 a.m. And yeah, this is him. He is a beautiful baby boy. Keep watching this video to hear my labor and delivery story. So I'll make this short and sweet. Just a little timeline of events, how everything went, and following this video will be my 2-week postpartum update and my baby's 2-week update as well. So at 5 a.m. I woke up in the morning with just really severe back pain, and I know what this feeling is because with my first son I had back labor, so I knew that I was having a contraction. It wasn't the type of contraction that starts from your back and wraps all the way around your tummy. It was just straight a back contraction, and it was hurting really bad. So I just woke up and I was like, I better time this just in case I have more, so I can see if they're 5 minutes apart, then I can go ahead and call my doctor and head to the hospital. So I did that. I had 3, and I'm like, okay, like one was like 5 minutes from the other one was like 3 minutes. They were just kind of all over the place, but all under 5 minutes. I did not have very much break. And then I went to the bathroom, and my body basically just emptied itself in preparation for having a baby. So I knew at that point that it was labor, and if it was anything like my first son, I needed to hurry up and get to the hospital because I dilate really quickly, and I knew that I was already at least 3 centimeters dilated or 2 centimeters dilated. I can't remember what I was at that one appointment where they check you, but so I called our friend who was going to take care of our son for us while we were going to have our new baby, and woke her up and told her it's go time, we are on our way. So my husband loaded the car up with all the things that I had mostly pre-packed with a few straggler items, and then woke my little baby up and put him in his car seat, and I got in the car and we headed over to Anya's house. Her house is about a 20-minute drive, so along the way to her house I threw up, and I'm like, oh no, if I'm already throwing up, that means I must be really dilated and possibly going through a transition, because again, this is what happened last time. And so I didn't even say bye to him. We got to Anya's house and my husband just brought him in there with all his stuff, and I stayed in the car because I was still throwing up, so that was not fun. And then once we got to the hospital, the lady had to check me before I could get admitted and make sure that I was far enough along in my labor that they could admit me. Meanwhile, I am in a ton of pain and I felt like I was going to throw up again. And when she checked me, I was 5.5 centimeters, so I was super dilated. And so they're like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get your room ready. I'm like thinking in my head, I know, because I know that I'm in labor, so let's, hurry up and get me there, because now I need to go to the bathroom again. So as soon as I got to that room, I went to the bathroom. Same thing happened that happened at home, and at the same time I was throwing up again. So I'm like, ugh, this sucks. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to get an epidural if my platelet count wasn't above a 95. And at my last appointment it was, but that was 2 weeks prior to it, so I was really stressed out about that. But they took my blood, and it took forever for them to get my platelet count back up to us. So I waited and waited. Meanwhile, my contractions were like 2 minutes apart. I didn't have much downtime, and it was awful. And then they came in with the good news that my platelets were a 96 and they needed to be a 95. So I just passed the mark of being able to get an epidural. and it was really scary, and I didn't even know if I was going to do it, and I was crying because I was scared about what would happen if I got an epidural. I hear all these horror stories, and I was just really nervous, but I went through with it, and then the labor was a whole different experience. I was not in pain. I was talking on the phone. I was playing with my phone. My husband was taking a nap. Like, it was so relaxing and so nice, but it was weird because I could not feel my legs. Like, when my nurse would move my leg to turn me into a different position or something, I had to look at my leg to see if it was attached to my body because I didn't feel anything that she was doing. It was so weird. But within 7 hours, my nurse told me, okay, basically, you know, you're fully dilated, so it's just a matter of when you feel ready to push, because the baby still hadn't fully dropped all the way down to negative gestation, I think is what they call it. And so she's like, when you feel the urge to go to the bathroom or you feel a lot of pressure, let me know. I'm like, what if I don't feel that? She's like, trust me, you'll feel it. I was like, okay. And time kept going by. It was like another hour. I mean, the labor was total of 7 hours, so somewhere the last hour this was happening. And finally she comes in, because I called her because I started to feel some pain in my back again, and I thought, oh, maybe I need to switch positions or something. And she's like, why don't you just, while I'm in here, why don't we go ahead and just do a practice push just to see. I was like, okay. Again, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel the urge to go to the bathroom, push, pressure, nothing. So I pushed, and she's like, okay, go ahead and stop. I'm going to go get your doctor. I was like, okay. So I guess I was ready to push, but I didn't even know it. And so my doctor came in, and she's like, okay, do a push for me. And I did a push. She's like, okay, stop. I need to get the table ready. I'm like, okay. And then after that, 2 more contractions came after she got her table ready. I pushed 2 more times, and Hatcher was here. So it was the easiest pushing of my life. The labor, once I got the epidural, was wonderful, and that was it. I mean, I had no complications. Everybody's heart rate was good, blood pressure was good, everything was beautiful and perfect, and everyone was healthy. It was just a really good labor once I got the epidural. I mean, I think that I probably would have had him within 5 hours had I not gotten the epidural, because I think it stalls things a little bit, but it was totally worth it because I was not in pain at all, and it was wonderful. Another thing is that the first time around I had an episiotomy. This time, I guess I tore. I had a negative, no, not a negative. I had a 2-degree tear this time, so she stitched me up and I was good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you'd been following all of my pregnancy updates, thank you for walking alongside me in this really difficult pregnancy journey, and what a blessing that I had a really nice, healthy labor and delivery. But other than that, stay tuned for my next video, which will be my 2-week postpartum for myself, and joined in with that will be my 2-week update for my son Hatcher. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for some more awesome videos. Have a good day. Bye.